With me now, David Perdue, Republican Senator from Georgia, with me here in the Russell Senate office building. And sir, thank you for your quick hustle across the street here.
Yeah,
I was just talking with Senator Duckworth from Illinois. What is happening inside the Senate chamber that you observe, and sir?
Well, first of all, after last night, I'm outraged. I mean, the hypocrisy of the House managers who come over to the Senate last night and lecture us on fairness and due process after they've run and given us the poison from the fruit from a poisonous tree in this illegitimate impeachment, these two articles. What they're doing right now is trying to summarize the case and make the introduction. We just heard that. We've heard they have an overwhelming case. We haven't seen any evidence yet. But this is clearly an illegitimate process. They want us to do their job for them now in terms of subpoenaing witnesses and so forth that, they didn't do in the House.
Senator Duckworth says she's taking careful notes. Are you?
Absolutely.
And what is your observation of your other Republican colleagues?
Well, I think you see a mix. A lot of people have read the complaints, the summaries. They're making notes. I will tell you that the Senate takes very seriously this oath that we just took the other night to impart a fair adjudication here.
When you consider the 4 or 5 Republicans who might be decision makers here, when it comes to witnesses especially, have you had conversations with them?
Well, I'm not so much worried about, yes, I have, and I'm not so much worried about witnesses. We'll make that decision when we get to it. We've got to hear the House's case. We've got to hear the President's defense. Remember, we have not heard the President's defense. Last night we were working on the rules. So the President has not had his day in court yet. We'll hear that later this week and early next week.
What is your best guess as of today? Does the President make his case on Friday? Does it hold until Monday of next week? What would you say based on a schedule?
Oh, I think they're anxious to get started. Right now, the House managers have 3 days. That's today, tomorrow, and Friday. And then I think
if they use all 24
If they use all 24, I suspect they will, because I think that they'd like to see the President's case split between Saturday and Monday. But I think the President will go ahead, his team will go ahead and get their case before the American people, starting as soon as we get through with the House.
After that, you're going to have an opportunity, about a 16-hour stretch, where you can file questions with Chief Justice Roberts.
Right.
Do you have one for him at the moment?
Absolutely. I have several. Not so much for the Chief Justice. He determines who the questions go to. I want Adam Schiff to explain to us how he represented. There were 8 examples of quid pro quo before the transcripts were made public. His credibility in this presentation is absolutely in the center of this information, I believe, and that's one question.
Any others?
Oh, there'll be others, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So after that period, we will, in all likelihood, move to a question of witnesses. Would you agree today to a swap? If they want to hear from John Bolton, would you say fine, but you give us Hunter Biden or his father?
Well, Bill, that's hypothetical. In the Clinton case, they had 3 witnesses. Now, those 3 witnesses had already been deposed, and they gave testimony in the House case. That's a bright line for me. They were not new witnesses. What the House's responsibility is to prefer the case to us. That means they try the case, they bring the information in, they give it to us. Our job is to rule on the evidence they bring to us. Now, we've had cases where there need to be clarification. That happened in the Clinton impeachment. I'm totally on board with that.